Welcome to a special episode of the G5 Hive, and boy, do we have something exciting for you all today. We have a special guest joining us in high school. He set the Chamberlain High School in Tampa, Florida's interception record with 15. While at Tennessee State, he helped the Tigers to a Big South and OVC title in 2024 and an appearance in the FCS playoffs. In 2024, he was a finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award, which is presented to the National Defensive Player of the Year in FCS. He had an amazing 19 pass breakups with one INT in 2024, which ranked number 8 in the FCS. Reese Patricus mentioned him as our Worker B series for the Bowling Green as an impact player. He is 6 foot even, weighs in at 180 pounds. He wears number 8 for Bowling Green Falcons. He is cornerback Jalen McClendon. Welcome to the show, Jalen.
Man, appreciate it. Well, thanks for welcoming me.
Well, we start off at the beginning and who introduced you to the game of football?
Man, really my cousins did. Zach Moss and Santana Moss. Santana Moss has been in the league for a long time, has retired, played for the Redskins. He really started this off for us. Just had something to look into. And then just growing up, middle school, just really been a lot of guys. That's all we talk about is football, see on a daily. But I really appreciate it to Santana Moss for putting me in the game.
When you were growing up, did you play any other sports?
Yes, I played in other sports. I wrestled, also did football, track, baseball. I played all the sports. When they crossed the season, I just flip-flop sports a lot. Just been a real athlete. My mom never limit me to anything. Tell me I couldn't do anything. She just gave me the chance to do it.
If you weren't playing football, what other sport would you think you'd be playing there at Bowling Green?
Shoot, probably baseball or track. I was really good at both of those sports. I had scholarships at both of those sports. Not really high scholarships, but I had scholarships to go somewhere in those sports.
Do you have a nickname?
Yeah, everybody calls me eight ball. Anything with 8 in it, that's what everybody called me.
So if I asked the origins of the nickname. Have you just been number 8 like your entire life?
Yeah, for the most part. I always had something with 8 in it, 28. My freshman year at TSU, I had 28 until I got 8. Had to work for it, but ever since growing up, I always had 8.
Reflecting on your journey from Chamberlain High School in Tampa, Florida to Tennessee State University and now to Bowling Green, what has been the most significant lessons you've learned both on and off the field?
Patience. Patience is a key factor. Your time will come. I'm a COVID kid. I had scholarships, bigger scholarships coming out of college. I was supposed to go to different places, but COVID really took a lot of opportunities away from me, and I had to deal with what I had to. But it ended up connecting with Coach Eddie George at Tennessee State. Doing the HBCU move. During that, brought a lot of coaches to HBCU and really brought the light to the FCS level and with HBCUs.
Well, realizing you've only been at Bowling Green for a short time, maybe like 3 weeks or so, coming from the FCS to the FBS, what are the differences you've noted from an athlete's point of view?
From an athlete's point of view, just efficiency from meals. I went to HBCU. Everything wasn't always great. So my light on FCS level may be different from other people. But for what I can speak from where I came from HBCU level, coming from nothing to having something, always just being grateful, unlimited protein shakes, unlimited whatever I need, unlimited meals, whatever I could grab. Just this morning, I had like 4 trays with me from breakfast. Like, yeah. But out of that, everything else is the same. Players are still the same. Only thing that's different is the trenches. The trenches is a real difference from FCS level to FBS level.
What is the difference in the weight room or the athletic training rooms?
The budget, just how many strength coaches. I came from one strength coach and a whole bunch of assistants, student assistants, to where there's 4 strength coaches on staff. To 3 of them, they all help. I get individual work. That actually I get more focus on just me as a player than one strength coach trying to watch everybody. This is way better.
When you entered the transfer portal after the 2024 season, what factors were the most important to you when evaluating new schools or programs?
How fast can I start? Just no reliability, like they sticking to their word. Really just family oriented. I really didn't want to go somewhere and then, playing and starting, but I'm part of a losing culture and, not really getting looked at, because, for example, Tennessee State, all the guys from Tennessee State just went FBS. All of us did, winning games get you more exposure and that just brings more people to the table. And, I just don't want to be nowhere to where I'm not really getting looked at, with losing games. It just better off not a good look for everybody.
How do you envision your growth continuing at Bowling Green?
Significant. Since I've been here, I came here at 171. I weigh at 184 right now. So I put around about 14 pounds since I've been here in 3 weeks. Pretty decent. Pretty decent from where I came.
What was the recruiting process like? The first time you with Coach George versus this most recent time.
My first time and then my recent time. My first time just out of high school, I really didn't know there was a difference between. Most guys still don't know now when they're in high school. They didn't know the difference between FCS and FBS level. They all think it's just college football D1. But I didn't notice that until I got there, and I was like, "Wow, I'm not on TV, just ESPN Plus, getting seen on ESPN Plus, not on broad TV and stuff like that." Until now, I get seen on Thursdays and Saturdays, big games. So, just way better than then.
What is it like to play for Coach George?
Man, he's a dog. He's still to today like he's competitive. He cares about winning, but he also don't care about winning. He cares about character. You could be the best player. We had a lot of guys from different come to our school from Tennessee State. Yeah, be the best player, but they might have the suckest or horrible behavior. He's not going for it at all. He'll play the person who's going to show up every day, have commitment, hardworking, and just going to pull out full effort. That's all he cares about. And since we've been here, that's the only thing he has talked about is just straight effort, giving all you got, and just being you.
So do you have like a team mantra or something that you guys are going by, or team motto this season?
Or just guts. It's just gumption, understanding, tenacity, and sacrifice. And those mean a lot to a lot of people. Everybody can fit in those categories. And mine's a sacrifice, I had to sacrifice a lot to get from here to Bowling, from Tennessee State, which is Nashville, to here. I had to get alone, I had to do a lot. I had to put a lot, I lost my brother my freshman year of college, put me in a lot of spiral. I had to do a lot of sacrifice, not going home and just sticking to football, keep staying in the course, and it got me to a better place.
You mentioned a lot of guys coming over from Tennessee State, and then you have the guys there currently at Bowling Green. Mm-hmm. Are you guys doing a lot of exercises to, team build and bond in the off season?
Yes, we do a lot of team bonding. We even do team bonding just during our lifts or during our runs. Like every morning, we sit by the door, we wait, they do attendance, and as soon as we run out to the field, we line up by each other, we stand side by side, and our coach say dap each other up, like show brotherly love. And then we get the day started. It always shows with brotherly love and always ends with brotherly love. We all do punishment together. We do everything together. That's how you build a brotherhood, suffering and just doing everything. That's how it builds character with each other.
What advice would you give an aspiring high school player about the recruiting process?
Choose who likes you first. I don't even say who likes you first, but choose who picks you first. Coming up, a lot of guys now. I chose a school. I could have went to North Dakota State or South Dakota. I could have went to both of those schools. I had scholarships in both. But I chose Tennessee State. It played out good for me, but I could have been somewhere else where I didn't have to do a lot of extra work and put a lot of getting an extra job to get meals and stuff like that. Just living a hard life at TSU. And I just tell like the future guy who coming up, just stick to course and just go with your heart, man. Like if a place likes you and they might not be that good or hey, you can easily, especially how this transfer portal stuff going, you can easily just ball 1 year and go somewhere else next.
If you could pick 2 defensive backs to train with, learn from, watch film with, etc., who would you pick and why?
I'll do Richard Sherman, and I'll do who else? I'll do probably Cam Ward. No, I do Ward from 49ers. They're really good. Press technique, very good. Cover zone. I really want to work on more zone. I'm trying to really work on seeing concepts better, seeing it when time ball come out. And those guys are real good at zone. I'm a great man press guy, but I feel I can work more on my zone.
When you study and watch film on like wide receivers and tight ends, what are the things you're paying the most attention to?
I pay attention to the details, how their stands look, how they fix their gloves. Like I don't be too picky. Like everybody be, watch how his toes look and stuff like that. I really just how he comes up to the line. Like if he looks like he's in a real stance, okay, you understand when a wide receiver wants to block. He comes up there very last, but when there's a run play, his mouthpiece in his mouth, he's ready to go. He knows the ball is coming.
So do you notice that pretty frequently that humans are creatures of habits. We've got tendencies, we do this and that. Is that pretty easy to pick up on either in the tape before the game starts or just a few plays into the game?
So I do try to look at tendencies off, like looking at the film and stuff like that, but you can't really see so much because it's from angles. But when you get on the field, angles change and tendencies look a little different when you're on the field. So you really get the mixture of both. But I had to choose. I probably have to go off instinct in game because sometimes technique might change in game. You might go in thinking that, hey, I might press at the line. Well, hey, he might be a little faster than he looked on film. I have to play off and read his tendencies breaking out of routes and stuff like that.
When you're preparing for a game, watching film and looking at the opposing quarterback, which things you pay most attention to there?
True. A lot of now these quarterbacks these days pat the ball a lot before they throw it. Tom Brady does it. Purdy does it. A lot of these quarterbacks pat the ball before the ball is released, so it gives you probably a split second to break on the ball. So it's a lot of tendencies quarterbacks are doing now that are easy to pick up, but also can be misled if you guess wrong.
That was just a big deal here with Shedeur Sanders and his pro day, and people were talking about him patting the ball.
Yeah,
and, NFL guys were licking their lips, they're licking their chops. They're like, "Hey, you do that, and we're taking it."
Yeah.
What do you feel is your main strength as a defensive back?
Press technique. I limit a lot of guys. You ask my coach, Coach Nutt, who you ask whoever. I always got the best player every game, and you just look at their stats. Their stats never been that good. I just like eliminating guys at the play, but also I can line up anywhere, slot, outside, just how my body type is built.
You said you wanted to work on your zone coverage. Is there any particular trait like speed, agility, or anything else you're really trying to work on this offseason?
Really just filling more routes. Filling the 7 cut when they're running the smash or they're running the curl on the outside and the slot guy is doing a corner. Just filling it more better, being more used to it coming. It's all about the feeling and also just being more better at, okay, he's not running really fast. That means his route is not deep. Just real little basic things that just catch on.
What are your goals for 2025 and moving forward, both you personal and the team?
My personal goals is just be the best player, be the best guy. All these awards I got from coming from the FCS level, do it again. I really don't want to Pacific I want to get Jim Ward. I really just want to do the same thing I did again, and look where it got me now. But as the team goes, MAC, also get a chance at the playoffs. But it's more of just winning. just keep winning and keep winning. That just brings more popularity to the program, and more people want to buy in.
As we mentioned earlier, Reese Patricus named you as someone he's excited to watch this season for Bowling Green. We wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of shout out some of your teammates. Who are some other players that you think we should know about for the Falcons before the 2025 season?
Man, we got a guy named Mark. He's in the corner. He's like 6'3", 6'4". Solid guy. He puts a lot of work in. Keon, another nickel. A lot of guys, even on the quarterback side, I like to shout out our quarterback that came from Mizzou, and he went to Notre Dame to Mizzou. He's a real leader. Most guys come in and try to fit into the program and just vibe out. No, he enforces how he feels, and guys are buying into it since I've been here. And the more that keeps going, the more bond it gets. But I also like to shout out Preston. Guys who may or may not get the chance to play, but they make a lot of impact. Being the first one to finish reps, being the first ones to just stand out, even when Coach George just calls them out on them. And I appreciate that. That pushes me to keep working out, stay with the pack.
If someone has not seen you play, what is one game you would recommend for someone to watch? They could either be like high school or college.
Western Illinois and also Howard. I played last year with a broken hand. I had a broken hand since week 3. So that's why I had a lot of PBUs. I probably could have had a lot of picks if I had both hands. But I had a broken hand since week 3. And, just making a lot of PBUs and making a lot of tackles with one hand, it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough.
If you could replay a game, whether it's a high school game or a game in college, which game would you replay and why would you replay it?
Howard, because it was their homecoming. It was their homecoming. It felt like our homecoming. It was a deep game. Everybody was there, and it was in DC. Like, he didn't get no better than that. It was just the environment was great, just very great.
What opposing offensive player was the toughest for you to go up against, and why?
I would say the dude from it's not that hard, but if I had to choose, it'd be the guy from Lindenwood that's going to Cincinnati now, which we have to play him again. He came from Lindenwood. He's at Cincinnati now. He's a coach that he might be he'll be a draft pick. He's just very slender. He's 6'5", very slender. He's not just a regular 6'5" guy. Now he's just not a big 6'5" guy. He's just a slender guy. Got to get hands on him faster. But he was a competition.
Jeff Caldwell?
Yeah, Jeff Caldwell.
Is there a particular routine that you have on game days? Like, is there, a pregame meal or a certain song or artist you like to listen to?
Songs. I listen to most people might not think, or I listen to up-tempo beat music. It gets the blood going fast, and also just like, it just makes you feel like, okay, I'm in the zone. And I pray first. I always pray. I always call my mom. I always show my mom the field before I even touch the field. She gets to see it before I even get to see it. I'm walking out with the phone in my hand, like, Mom, you see the field? And stuff like that. She, giving her aspirations of, you're going to do good this game. Pray over me and stuff like that. And then after that, up-tempo beat, get the, Coach Nutt, the corners coach, he's like my dad to me, man. He raised me since I was a freshman to a knucklehead freshman to a guy that he looks to be a captain and say something that's not right. He tells me he asks me how I'm feeling, and I talk to him and say, I think I'm good to go.
What hobbies do you have outside of football?
Man, fishing. Fishing, man. I like go catching bluegill, to go catch bass, or go catch catfish, man. Shout out to Brent Rowe. He's one of my favorite guys. I like going fishing with, man. He's a cool dude.
All right, I won't ask you your favorite spot because you can't be telling people where the good fishing is.
Oh no, I can't tell people that. But I'll give them one place in Nashville. I'll give them one place. Okay, it's by Centennial Park. That's the only hint I give them.
Do you play video games? Are you excited about the opportunity to be in the new EA Sports video game?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Just one day, I'm gonna have a son or a daughter when they tell me, hey, I'm in a game, man. I've been wishing for that, man. I've just been wishing to be in some type of game or be in it. Hopefully, it becomes the NFL where I'm in continuous games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you get to play? Have you played the game? Did you play the game any last year or?
I did. But the game came out during the season, so I was kind of really focusing on football
Sure.
at the time. But I was playing little games against my teammates and stuff.
Awesome.
Well, what is your favorite meal?
Man, favorite meal right now: sirloin steak with macaroni and cheese and asparagus. Man,
Do you have any favorite place to eat in town? I know you've only been there for 3 weeks, or do you have a place back home that you enjoy eating at?
I got a favorite place in Nashville. I've been going there for consecutive years since I've been there 4 years straight. Wings and Fries is one of the best places, the cheapest wing place in Nashville, with the best chicken.
Wings and fries. You heard it here. I mean, he's up now at Bowling Green, but maybe there's a number 8 combo. There's something brewing. What can we do? Let's get your guy Jalen an NIL deal.
Man, facts.
If you could sit down and have a conversation with any 3 people of your choosing, and they could be dead or alive, who would you choose and why would you choose them?
Sean Taylor, from my area, from Florida. I really wanted to pick his brain, like what was his thinking, what was his matters, what was so important to him, and what created him. Watching his highlight, I used to watch his highlights every day before a game, growing up, and she would get it ready for a game. After that, probably my grandma. I never really got to meet my grandma. How my mom speaks about her. It seemed like a great person. I wish I got a chance. I met my great-great-grandma, which is good, but I never got my grandma, so I really wish I had the chance to meet her and actually see who my mom really was.
Well, if you had to tell an aspiring high school player what the hardest part of playing college football is, what would it be?
Mental class, like dealing with class. Like nobody really thinks about that. Like kids coming from high school, I didn't think about it. I thought college football was just, I just go play college football. It's the mental aspect of it, going to class every day, doing the consecutive thing every day, knowing you got to get up at 5 o'clock to be somewhere at 6 in the morning to go do a class after a study hall. Just the mental aspect. I wish I would teach somebody to get prepared for that, man. Just be prepared. Just stay the course and just stay in the books, because at the end of the day, your degree matters.
All right, a couple of fun questions, and then we'll let you go. If you had to pick any letter in the alphabet to win a fight against the other letters, which letter are you picking and why?
Man, gorilla. G. Man, it's been a hot topic, man. Man.
Gorilla against the world. All right. Coach George comes in and says, no need for pads today, boys. Grab your running shoes. We're doing laps. What position group does your mind immediately go towards that caused it?
Man, everything just breaks loose when he says that, man. He thinks about spiritual running, man. He literally told us, come in here, get ready for spiritual running, man. I ain't believe what he meant, but man, run's been hard with Coach George, man.
Is there a particular position group that does something wrong all the time and makes you run more?
Yes. Shout out to the skill, man. Skill. Always never want to touch a line. Just small details, man. They get us with it. Yeah. But other than that, nothing else.
Well, thank you again, Jalen, for taking some time out of your day to spend with us. We greatly appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate it. Also, I just want to shout out Kadarius and also my other roommate, Toy, man. Everybody, they were some real dogs, man. You'll see them soon.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
For sure.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening in podcast form, please rate and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Thank you all for your support. And until the next time, we are the G5 High.